Hi guys, this is my daughter, Deanna Dawkins. She has done some extremely good things, which I don't think most people know about, and I'm going to show you a few of the things she have done. She's in the UK having a lunch, and we're having a chat, and we just talk about some of the things she have done over the years. And she got two videos here, which I'm going to share with you, and she's going to share her expertise with you, and we're going to have a chat. So the first video you're going to have is to enjoy this video, right? What I'm going to do, Diana, we're just going to watch it together, right? Watch your speech, and then I'm going to actually ask you some question about this, if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So.
Hi, my name is Deanna Dawkins. I am 19, a biotechnology student, and I'm also a powerlifter. I started lifting when I was 15. It was a way for me to control my circumstances and everything that was going on around me. Then it became toxic. I stopped eating, training for hours, and I felt like I had control of my body, but it wasn't healthy. And then I think in new into training, I kind of changed my mentality. I knew I had the strength about me. I knew I was capable of doing much more in the strength sports, and I kind of elevated to powerlifting. And then I think when I was around 16, one of my friends that I was training with introduced me to this coach, Stigma, to this day is like my hero. He taught me how to see powerlifting as a way to like life. What you put in on that platform, you can put in on everyday things in everyday life. And when you want to achieve goals, you need your mentality in the platform as to get that grade or maybe that job that you want, which it really helped me. Then I started competing in powerlifting, which was amazing. My first competition was, I think, was in January, a West Midlands Powerlifting Championships, and I came first. I set loads of records for West Midlands female lifters in the 72 category, which was a big thing for me. I didn't expect it to happen, so I was quite happy. Then I went to the British Nationals, which was also something that I didn't expect. I had all this kind of these things happening to me all at once, which I didn't expect any of it to happen. So it put me in a high, and I placed second. Through that, I went to the European Championship, which was, I think, the highlight of my powerlifting career, because I placed second, and I was deadlifting 160 kilograms. I think I squatted 130, and I benched 62. And for a girl that has only been powerlifting then for 2 years, which is a very, very big deal. But then I realised that I put so much into powerlifting and being on the platform that I almost lost myself. I almost lost the person that I was trying to be through lifting. Because I used powerlifting as a way to first control my circumstances, but I also realised it was more than that. It was something that I could actually use to apply into my life. So I took a break from powerlifting after Europeans. I really felt like I needed to understand who Deanna was outside of powerlifting, outside of being a competitive person, which I knew deep down I really wasn't. So I was like, okay, let me try and get back to powerlifting, back to competing, because I didn't miss it. So I got a coach, Luke Rogers, which was amazing. He would shoot through the roof. So I think I was squatting 160, benching 80 kilograms, and like deadlifting like 175, 180, which was incredible because I'm someone that barely done anything for a year to get into the back had me on a high. And then once I competed at the university championships, and I placed fourth, which was something that I just wanted to. There was an itch I wanted to scratch that I needed to do, and then taking a step back from that, it was like I wasn't really doing this for me. I knew I had the strength, I knew I had the talent to be a good powerlifter, but the competitive nature of powerlifting, of the build up, like people on Instagram will like make snide comments or just like people watching you to see what you're doing and almost having to protect yourself from other competitors and coaches and other teams. It was getting too much, and if I saw myself at that level, I knew that I wouldn't be happy for very long. But coming from that, powerlifting really, really helped me as a person. I'm able to have this kind of deep focus within me. Anything that I put my mind to, I know if I just work at it, just keep on like putting those little weights on, gradually adding, gradually getting to that point, that end goal, whether it's that or just something that I really want to achieve. I know I'm capable of doing it, and that's what powerlifting.
Okay, well done. So, from this point here, Diana, would you like to share anything, right? As in, right, before we go to this.
And that interview was a year after.
That was a year after this.
Yeah.
Was a year after this. So, in general, there was some very strong, powerful statement from a young black woman, Miss Dawkins. Would you like to share anything other than that, or anything professional before we go into the next highlight, I think, of your career in powerlifting? Is there anything that is right useful to black people before, not black people, to people in all that your discipline has taken you through? I also want to touch on some of the technical aspect, right? So should I just leave the interview like this, in this format?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a good format. I like this.
Okay. You like that? Yeah.
Very, like informal, but also like informative. But what I learned, like my biggest lesson that I took away from powerlifting is that you don't have like, in a sport where you're strong, it's not always about strength. You don't always have to be strong. It's about like your work ethic, like your commitment, and your like self-discipline.
Okay.
And then with like that's like the biggest lesson I'd say from powerlifting. It's just, and it's fun.
It's
but
fun.
I have to say that I don't powerlift anymore. Like it's not this. I enjoy the sport. I enjoy the sport, the strength training, and strength training is very good for you. But
okay,
to a little bit about powerlifting. So powerlifting, as you'll see now in this video, is the combination of three lifts. That's the main focus around the sport. So, like in the Olympics, you have the main sport is like the sprinting or the running, or like the Olympic lifting have like 2 lifts that they do. So with powerlifting is a combination of the squat, the bench press, and the deadlift. 3 movements, and you have to train your body in a certain way to move the maximum weight in those 3 movements.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I was just trying to sort the video out. That's all right. Sorry.
Will it play?
Yeah, it will play. I've got it sorted. That's fine. So, can not plug in advertisement for anyone, but how do you nourish your body to get to so much strength? Right, your mom is taking some of the credit for it. I'm taking some of the credit for it. But how do you nourish yourself, right, to get so strong so you can actually lift so heavy?
I think, I don't know, it's a work in progress. Like for me, it was a work in progress. It's a combination of things. You have to, it's not only what you eat, it's the time of day that you eat, it's the eating for your type of body, like certain things actually. So what strength is the combination of like a fast recovery, so your muscle builds up memory, so it's able to lift more weight. It's almost like you remember saying, "Oh, I've already done this. I can push myself more." Like that's your muscles doing it, and the way that your muscles communicate that is through the use of food. So you want to keep like a really like a pH environment and a watery environment and loads of oxygen. So we want you to use like those kind of things. You should eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you give me yeah, in your training, right? Can you give me a typical day? How do you prepare yourself? What's your intake? What's your food intake like? And what supplement do you use, right, for your, and how much training do you do, and what discipline you have to do and go through?
When I was doing athletic training, it was maybe training 4 times to 5 times a week. It's good to train in like early on in the day, like morning. Those are times of the day that I train, but also powerlifting training is quite demanding. So sometimes I train twice a day in the evening. This is when you can kind of get the time in. It's more about technique. When you get to a certain strength, a certain level, it's more about technique now. It's more about how can you move your body in a good technical way to use the most weight. Because people are naturally strong, and especially people of a black heritage, are very like just naturally strong. But we need to be able to move our bodies in a certain technical way to move the most mass. But
right, so you're saying, as a black person, you're naturally strong, but you just need to reinforce that skill by practicing a few techniques.
Yes.
Okay.
That's in everything, teaching, in the actual how to move the weight itself. Food is very important as well. So I try to eat as much. So I have like a big meal in the like early evening times, like the early afternoon times, so like 12, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Like that's my biggest meal. That's when I get my most intake in. And I can train like before I eat like a big meal, or when my belly's quite like empty still. So because I feel like I can do more, I feel like I have a lot more energy like that. Or if I weigh a little bit, when I have my heavy sessions in the evening though, that's when I like to eat in the afternoon. Then wait later in the day, a few hours, then train. So it's just how it's dependent on like your heavy and light day, how much weight are you moving that day, like what are your goals for that day, and that's kind of alter it that way. Make sure you're having the nutrition is the same, but alter it depending on what your goals are for that day, what your numbers, what you're hitting on for that day. If it's a fast-paced day, if you're using lightweights and high repetition to build up muscle mass and memory, or you're working more on the strength side, moving weights, building your numbers.
Okay.
So I like to of like green nutrition, like a lot of food loads of nitrogen and water in, just to help they help these kinds of foods like help my muscle repair quite quickly. So you
Right,
want
so
you want helps your body sustain itself and repair quickly.
Right, so your big meal that you have once a day, right? What are some of the key ingredients in that meal? What are some of the key green ingredients?
So a lot of like leafy green vegetables. Like I like to say, like eat with color. So eat with variety. Like try and make all your foods look as colorful and as different as possible. And have a lot of it. So green vegetables, root vegetables, tomatoes, plum tomatoes, like onions. I like to eat raw foods. Raw vegetables are the best. Like raw foods or like vegetables because they process through your system faster.
Okay.
I'd have a big part, so it'd be like rice or bread. Then or like falafel maybe because I'm eating right now. I'm eating garlic bread, falafel, and salad. So it's like as long as I have a lot of dinner on it, it feels full and sustains me through a long time. And then I have like a smaller meal in the evening, like soup or something. I don't know, something that will fill me up, that will make me feel good as I go to sleep. It's not.
Okay.
I'm not very rigid with it because there was a time when I was very rigid with it. As you saw in the video when I said I lost myself in the sport, like I was fixated on a powerlifting. It's meant to be a hobby, it's meant to be something enjoyable. So it got to a point where I was like, I was too obsessive over my food and my intake. Because you have to be serious about it, but you can't let it take away from the focus, which is the sport is a fun sport and you want to reach your goals.
Okay, right. So how do you use this
I always
skill
think
to
of the subject, and when I speak, you ask a question, and then I always like veer off the subject. But yeah, I like variety, as much good as possible. Make sure I get my greens.
Okay.
And it's full, like filling.
Okay.
There's not really any variety, like any certain ingredient that I put in because I'm a vegetarian, so it's always vegetables. That's the like ingredient, always vegetables.
Okay, so how do you apply this training and all of this that you learn? How do you apply it to real life? And how does that take
how
you
do I use
into
the skill that I've learned for other things?
Yeah, how do you apply it? I know you mentioned and touch on some of it in the video. Sorry? Sorry, how did you apply some of those skills to real life? Actually apply to your everyday life now? Sorry?
What was your question?
I said,
okay.
You mentioned
outside of my sport. Well, it was consistency and patience. Like it's easy to get caught up in the fact that you're strong and you have the power and the ability to actually move good weight, but also to maintain that you have to look after your body. That's one thing I learned. Look after my body, stretching, make sure I'm doing my stretching, my exercises. I wouldn't in the beginning I neglected that because I was so focused on I'm strong and like, but that kind of let me. I had a hip injury. My left side of my hip is very out of balance because of I had a lot of power on my right leg when I was squatting, so a lot of the weight was being shifted to that side. But how I apply it to that today life is like being constantly doing little by little, like if I am stretching or doing something good to my body or having a good meal, like it's contributing to something even better. And I have to be patient with it, consistency and patience, and also knowing you're a lot stronger with this regard anyway. You're a lot stronger, a lot better than you sometimes think you are. It's just getting past those like barriers of self-discipline. Also waking up early in the morning. That's one thing powerlifting taught me, because it's like when you have weigh-ins and stuff like that, one, you're at your lightest in the morning, and two, the days are long, so it starts quite early. So it's kind of, small things, but very like significant things that I think everyone needs to like kind of needs to be taught. And concentration,
Yeah. Okay. So, your strength, right? Now, does male find us very strong women like you? Do they intimidated by you when they know what you do?
I don't know. I couldn't say. I think sometimes they can be intimidated, but also find it quite interesting.
Okay.
But you can never really know his mind, can you?
Sorry?
You can't know someone's brain.
Okay.
If when I tell people I'm a nut, they can say, "Oh yeah, that's cool," but in their mind, it could be intimidated.
Okay. So we're going to watch this, which is the highlight of your career in powerlifting, right? And then we're gonna have a chat about you're leaving that sport, what you're currently doing. I know you're studying, but can you share any advice with young Black women or women in all? Can they get into sports if they're interested?
It was a goal. It was like the goal that I wanted to reach.
Right. Was this the goal you want to get to? Was this the goal you want to get to? Did you get me? You're saying, was this the highlight of your career? Deanna, was this the highlight of your career?
Are we gonna watch this first?
Okay, yeah, okay. Let's watch this first.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Okay, let's just watch then this.
Are you saying where do I want to get to in my career with like powerlifting?
Okay, we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Dina or Donna? I think we'll go with Dina for this. That's what Dina Dawkins. Again, normally we'd be familiar with the stuff to plastic. Wrong.
Strong opener.
Yeah, that's nice and strong. Plenty more there. 3 white lights. Our coach is happy with that. As indeed he should be.
How do you get Donna from that? I don't understand. Some people don't.
Great Britain.
Sorry?
She's got 117.5. She's going for 125. This would guarantee her the silver medal. Speech has gone 117.5 with her third. at a lighter body weight. But if Dawkins
If she
gets
gets
this
this,
lift,
then she's
there's nothing
secure
the
second,
Polish
yeah.
lifter can do.
I think she'll get it as well.
She, this is for the silver medal in squat for Deanna Dawkins. Great lift. Holding yourself.
Head up.
Oh, just I
Nicholas
think
stopping
she's
in
got
the
that.
middle.
It stopped, but it didn't go down. No, it said it did go down. They've all said downward movement. Now let's have a look.
It did look pretty strong from here. It looks as if it dropped down like a bit. Stop there.
I didn't see any downward
It didn't go
movement.
down. Yeah.
No, it didn't. It's not reason for the
It's
bar.
still lifting the road.
Especially as a sub-junior.
So Judah, you gotta enjoy.
You're
That's
allowed
so-
to be enthusiastic. This is Deanna Dawkins. Okay, it's quite simple. After that lift by Speech had 2 lifts ago, Dawkins makes this lift. She's the silver medalist in squat. If she doesn't, the silver. Speech. Dawkins is the bronze.
She's got a different color of feather. Either bronze or silver. Get up.
Oh, it's so much
Good.
better.
Good.
So
Did you get the
much
depth?
better.
Yes, you had.
she
Well
did.
done.
3 wide lights, and Deanna Dawkins from Great Britain takes one silver. And we move back to the 63 kilo class, and it's Soltewska from Poland. She's going 100. Dawkins, also 55 kilos on the bar.
Did a perfect squat to finish off.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she put herself on. Well, she didn't. Her opponent put her under a lot of pressure, and she came back and she triumphed. Oh, that is very, very comfortable. Lots more in the tackle. Now that's what we like to
Yes,
see.
of course.
A happy lifter walking off after a
I
successful
enjoy
run.
that.
And the viewers at home will prefer that as well. And she is attempting the same weight, 60 kilos.
It's slightly heavier. I'll keep it in
Yes. But it's about what they do in the 3rd round, of course.
Yes.
Dawkins
Okay.
has to get this first.
No.
That was easier than the pole.
That's
So
minimum 5 kilo.
it'll be interesting. Well, they know what the poles put in before they go for there. So you have to go 2.5 more.
And that's well
if she
capable.
wants the silver medal.
That's well capable.
65 Dawkins would have had in their own hand. By going 62.5, you depend on somebody else to not do it. That is the dilemma coaches always face.
It's a difficult job to coach. You just lift on the platform.
And of course,
By the psychology.
these people, this is Dawkins. This
Silver
is a
medal.
silver medal.
Yes.
Easy. And she is the happiest little soldier here all morning, I think. She walked up, took more 2 silver medals, Ralph.
Not bad.
Not a bad.
Again, I've not seen her before, so I assume
No.
this is her first major.
Well, she's been battling speed all day. Silver was good. And overall silver. And if it comes down to it, it's the lighter.
Lighter, yeah. Lighter.
So you're this last shortly, Ralph. Catalina is going 180. first Dawkins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I think she will get silver. Okay.
Guaranteed silver overall. In fact, she's guaranteed 4 silvers.
Yeah, silver. Yeah, 4 silver.
Yeah.
Right. And she gets the liver as the years go by.
Indeed.
Working it forward.
Now she's got a fight.
Keep driving.
Oh, that was a good fight.
Yes.
The coach leaves the ground with delight. What a good tackle by Deanna Dawkins. 160 is her. She finishes total 347.5. Back to the 72.
Plus 84.
Cool day.
Silver medalist goes to Deanna Dawkins, 347.5. The European champion, minus 84, winner. And Castellan Finland, 425 kilo. Thank you. So,
That was a really nice.
Big round of applause, ladies.
Got 2 silver medals, Ralph.
Not bad.
Okay, very
Why
good.
did you
Very.
go back?
Sorry?
Yeah, I was just wondering why you went back, but it's okay.
No, I just leave it there so we can continue with the conversation. So obviously this was the highlight of your powerlifting career, and at this point you said, what was it changing? Could you have transferred this? Because I did mention to you that you could have taken it to another discipline, so you could have done the Olympics, right? And you decided not to do that, right? So why were you were confident and comfortable with this? Why didn't you change it to another discipline?
Because I enjoy sport. I enjoy being an athletic. I enjoy athleticism. But what I did enjoy is being at that time with powerlifting where I stopped. I felt like I couldn't fully dedicate myself to it, and it was either really take it to a high level, and with other sports as well. And I still can. I'm still training. I'm still able to do all these things and potentially pick a discipline, but also I don't want to go to the Olympics and things like that. It was a nice experience. I feel like I had my goal on an international, I reached my goal of being on the international level.
Yeah,
but that was enough for me.
Okay, that's good.
No other reason. I enjoy training still. I enjoy strength training. I think strength training is very good for people to practice, but also I want to do other things like this, and it takes a lot of your time if you really, really want to dedicate yourself to sport. And it can be done. Most definitely. There's amazing athletes that are studying, have degrees, have jobs, have families, and stuff like that. But just at that time, that's not what I wanted.
Okay, and you have achieved something from it. You start at a point and you get to the end, and you have seen your achievement.
It won't happen. What did you say?
Sorry, I said you start at a point and you reach your end goal, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm very pleased with that. Now, would you think that the key thing is, what advice would you give a black girl or any girl who think that they want to give up? They're trying something and they want to give up, right? What sort of advice would you give them?
Oh yeah. It's something that I was struggling with and was actually working through it. So it comes from many things, and even little things especially. But advice I would give is just as long as you may not feel like as long as you have a goal and you want to achieve it, it's there in your heart. It is an intention. And then that means it must be done. So if you do just things like a little by little, or if you every day just work on it a little bit, or work on your goals a little bit, even if it's like you're a powerlifter. For me, sometimes I had to just, even though I felt demotivated, if I just got up and did some stretching, or if I just put my shoes on and go outside as if I'm going to the gym. Sometimes I was just go for a walk, but at least I do some activity. And eventually it's gonna get to a point. I got to a point where I was like, you know what? But why don't I just train, or why don't I just do what it my intention is? You can still get it back. People think you lose it, or you lose the drive or the motivation. That's not true. It just maybe it's just finding it again, or it's been driven in different directions. So my advice would be keep on striving every day. Keep at it. But with powerlifting, absolutely try powerlifting, try strength sport. I would say to everyone, make sure that you look after your physiology, make sure you look after your body, your bones, your health, your stretching, understanding the proper technique, because it really can be supportive, but it also can be really detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
If you don't do the sport, if you don't practice the sport properly, if you don't train properly.
Yeah. Also, a very key person that encouraged you.
I learned powerlifting from YouTube. I was watching YouTube videos for hours, and I got
Okay, so YouTube helped you, which is good. Someone we need to mention here, which actually make this possible, and also was there with you along the way, and is your mom. She was a driving force of encouraging you and give you a lot of encouragement. You want to talk a bit about how she support you through this journey?
Yeah, with driving out, making me food, driving out to you see me train, meeting my coaches, actually leveling with my coach. I said to my mum, if I ever made it in anything, like you're my manager, like she makes sure that everyone has my my coach and like the team and stuff like has my best interests, and it's just mommy support, isn't it? Mommy support. It was really nice to have her around, like to have her around like this. I was happy to get involved in it on my own. Like there was no pushing from my parents. There was no oh you have to do a sport. There was no I'm gonna put you in this and this and you're gonna decide which one. It was just I happened upon it and my mom supported me through it.
Yeah, and that's very good. And I know she's strong and she's determined, and you can see that through you. That actually comes through. So that's really, really good. And now, right, in this time of your career, you're out of this type of sport. What are you doing now? What are some of your future plans? And what would you like to do and achieve and get on with?
Well, I've been working on a lot of things actually. A lot of projects are going to be coming out soon. I say all very hush hush, but I've just been spending my time through quarantine working on everything. So I'm releasing. I've been able to be a part of working with a group of people to produce a magazine called Seed Star magazine. So keep an eye out for that. Seed Star magazine is very, very cute, very genuine. Working on some creative projects. Also with my uni work, I'm on my final year now, so preparing my dissertation and my projects. Starting to just enjoy life more, doing more things with my friends. It's just I want to get to a point where it's no longer I can enjoy and travel and save enough, just being responsible. That's like the next steps. But you might see on YouTube though. Yeah.
Right. This is a platform for you, right? I'm the one that running it, so you can come on at any time and actually promote any of your project that you're doing. Also, what I will do in the description, I'll put all your information if you want anyone to contact or for you to give any advice about health, about powerlifting. You have a wealth of knowledge about that.
I have to there's loads of other I would say I'm a powerlifting athlete anymore. I still train. I still enjoy the practice strength training, but I'm not an athlete in the sport. I'm not a competitive athlete in the sport. So with regard to that, there's people like Sherry Miles, M's Power, there's Stan McCrow, Hatchford Powerlifting Club, there's these are just some Instagram handles, like especially for like women. There's Iron Sisters, there's Just Strong Athletics, there's loads of places where you can get your information about powerlifting. Just type in YouTube as well, like and Instagram. It's a growing sport and it needs to be recognized by the Olympics. I have to say that.
Okay. Right, brilliant. So, what I think we need to do, thank you very much, Miss Dawkins. This was very informative.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins.
This is a powerful message for Black people, Black women. They can actually see, right, the growth and development of one person starting at a stage and actually the end product. Now, what I'm going to do for the highlight is actually play this again for your highlight, and then you can have your final words of wrapping up. But I think this is very good. Thank you very much. As I said, the platform is here for you to actually highlight anything, any project you're working on. Just give me a call, and I'll be available to support you. Right, as usual. Sorry.
I know I need you, like, I do need your assistance and your help with YouTube and understanding like that approach to like this and all of this.
I can do.
Talk about.
I can do all of that for you. I can actually plug your YouTube into the studio, and when we record or anything you do, it goes straight onto your platform. So that can be done. That's no problem. Okay. So I think as an highlight, we need to watch this again. I think it's very good. You know, hopefully young ladies, especially young black ladies out there, can actually learn from this, actually develop, and actually see persistent, hard work, dedication, right? Strength will get you where you want to go. And you don't really have to depend on anyone. You have to be disciplined about what you do, okay? Also, having strong mothers that support you, very strong mothers, right, that support you is really good. Okay, were you saying something?
Yeah. I just second what you say.
Okay, so we're gonna play this. You say a final word to wrap it up, and that's it. But thank you very much for this. It's a pleasure, right? Probably people didn't know you're my daughter, but that's it. That's good.
I always say your first one, your last warm up. See,
I look so angry at the bar.
Sorry?
I look so angry at the bar.
That's what I'm saying. You look very happy doing it. I didn't know. You like the power. I cannot.
Rewind line. Coach is happy with that. This is the under 84 kilo class talking Great Britain. I'd like to put
I appreciate it.
Do you know what I was spotting? And this is what being in competition.
Yeah.
When you're in competition, you're on the platform is very different. Up to this point, I'm squatting 140 kilograms, and I think I only got 127.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I got.
It's stopped, but it didn't go down.
So,
no, they all said it didn't go down.
At that point,
they all said downward movement. Now,
at that point, how did you feel at that point?
It did look for us to go from here. It looks as if the hip did jump down like a bit.
It's not a reason for failure.
Exciting.
Junior.
You got to enjoy.
You're allowed to be in. This is Deanna Dawkins. Okay, it's quite simple. After that lift by speech had 2 lifts ago, Dawkins makes this lift. She's a silver medalist in sports. If she doesn't, the silver goes to speech. Better. So much better.
Yes, well done.
3 white lights and Deanna Dawkins. 6 sport silver. We move and it's Sophie from Poland. She's going 100. Deanna Dawkins. Also 55 kilos on the bar.
Did a perfect waterproof job.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she put herself on. Well, she didn't. Her opponent put her under a lot of pressure. And she came back. She was trying. So 55 kilos. Oh, that is very comfortable. Lots more in the attack. Now that's what we like to see. A happy lifter walking off that successful.
They're saying you're a very happy lifter.
And the viewers at home will prefer that as well. Anyway, 60 kilos. That's about what they do in the third round, of course.
Yes.
Dawkins has to get this first.
No,
that was easier than the pole.
She got
So
minimum 5 kilo.
it'll be interesting. Well, they know what the poles put in before they go for there. So she would have to go 2.5 kilos more than
And that's
Spisa
well
if she
capable.
wants silver medal.
That's well capable, isn't it?
And by going 62.5, you depend on somebody else to not do something. That is the dilemma that coaches always face.
It's a difficult job because well, you just lift the platform.
And of course,
a lot of psychology going on. You
of course, these
have to
people.
look at your lifter, you're looking at you lift against as well.
This is Dawkins. This
Silver
is a
medal.
silver medal.
Yes.
Easy. And she is the happiest little soldier here all morning, I think. And she walked off. So hard to do silver medal as well.
Not bad.
Not a bad.
Again, I've not seen her before, so I assume
No.
this is her first major.
Well, she's been battling Spisa all day for individual silver, so that's good. And overall silver. And if it comes down to it, Spisa is the lighter.
Lighter.
Another European record coming up in this class shortly, Ralph. Kleinen is going 180.5.
Yeah, that's
Smashes that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she will get silver. Okay.
Guaranteed silver overall. Four silvers.
Yeah, silver. Yeah, four silver.
Yeah.
Right. It's a good lifter as the years go by.
Indeed.
He's working it, pushing the hip forward, get the hip forward.
Now he's got a fight.
Hip driving.
Oh, that was a good fight.
Yes.
The coach leaves the ground with delight. What a good battle by Deanna Dawkins. 160 is hers. She finishes total 347.5. European sub-junior silver medal. Back to the 72s.
Plus 84. Silver medal is going to Deanna Dawkins, 347.5.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Well done.
thank you.
Yeah, and thank you very much. I'm going to stream this later, if not later, tomorrow. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Okay.
Right. Or this is extremely good. Very pleased. Right. Keep up the hard work. Right. Also, hopefully, this could encourage other young ladies,
pretty cool, yeah.
right, to actually work towards their target, right? So I'll speak to you offline, okay?
People, yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Everyone involved with some sport is necessary. Like, we need to.
Okay. Are you okay now? Yeah. The interview is officially finished, right?
Speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.